All right. Test.
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 Four, three.
Welcome back to Convincing Idiots. I'm Tim. Brian and Dean are here. We've been talking a lot about aliens, UAPs, UFOs, and we're going to talk some more about pop culture aliens. Brian, why don't you just take us in?
Yeah, so we were we're going to lighten up the mood a little bit here, and we talked about some real aliens and real UFOs in the news.
That's why they're building that wall.
That's right.
Oh,
exactly.
Wrong aliens. I'm sorry.
Wrong aliens.
You know, they're selling that wall now, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Give for the price of gold.
So we're going to talk some fictional aliens now here, guys. So we're going to do our Idiot Mount Rushmore. Why Idiot Mount Rushmore? Because it's the 5, not 4. It's right. Any combination of your top 5 alien-themed movie or television show. It could be any blend of those that you wish. We'll just go around one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dean, why don't we start with you? Give me one of your favorite alien-themed movies or television shows, sir. Go ahead.
Right. This wasn't easy. There was a lot to choose from.
Yes,
this is my kind of genre, right? This and time travel gives me a fucking nerd boner like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need to talk about time travel.
Oh, dude, that's my jam.
We'll have some fun with that.
So we have done that before, but we can do more in the future.
Yeah, we can do it in many.
Sure.
Actually, we can just get in a time machine, go back in time, and redo it.
Just do it again. Yeah. Exactly right.
We have the internet.
So, thank you, Al Gore. My first one that I'm going to go with is I'm actually going to go way back, and I'm going to buck the system here and not go with the TV, not go with the movie. God damn it, I'm going 1938 radio broadcast, War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles, based on the novel from H.G. Wells' novel. So, War of the Worlds. That thing, I mean, talk about
it scared people. Yeah.
I'm telling you, 1938, they were going ape shit. Mm-hmm. I was in high school, and I read in the paper that they were going to broadcast it on whatever station. I think it was KSU, right? So I go down in my room. My room's in the basement, and I flip it on. I'm like, I want to experience this. So I sit down. Everything else is off. I'm just going to listen to the radio. My brother comes down. You know, he's a fucking idiot. So he comes down and he sits down and is like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm trying to listen to this. And he starts listening to it. He starts freaking out because he didn't, just like a lot of people back in 38, he didn't hear the introduction.
Mm-hmm. He
just heard this radio broadcast talking about these aliens, and he started freaking out. And I'm holding in my laughter, but I'm also just, it is the moment when I actually wanted to be on the radio. Because that moment I realized the power from 80 years or whatever difference, and that broadcast still had the power to do what it was intended to do originally. It was amazing, a beautiful sight. I got a kick out of it. I've always loved it. The movies are what they are, but the broadcast, not only itself, the portrayal, but the pop culture significance that it had is why it's number one on my list for my Mount Rushmore.
Well, Brian will remember. I think Brian will remember this being on TV. You were probably too young because you're a Xenial. Do you remember the day after the show that was on TV?
Yes,
because of what happened with War of the Worlds,
I remember.
The day after actually had caveats at the commercials when they came back from commercial. There was a caveat: this is a broadcast. This is a fictional broadcast.
Right,
because
right.
you didn't want to.
They had to do that. They had to do that whole interview thing at the end of it because people were so traumatized, they knew they were going to be traumatized. So they had like
Yes.
the actresses and actors or whatever in like an interview at the end. Yeah, that shit was crazy. That was some scary shit.
Yeah.
It was.
I was a kid in the 80s, so like that shit is probably where, if you want to trace back to where my anxiety and panic attack come from, it's probably from that fucking movie.
Yeah, that was intense. All right, Tim, give me one off your list, sir. One of your favorite alien, UFO themed movies or shows.
Because there were so many of these, I had to group them together, and that's the Alien, Predator, Alien versus Predator, all those franchises wrapped into one. Because you can't mention one without the others.
Okay, I'll give you that one. That's good.
They were just great movies, in my opinion. I mean, even Prometheus, as boring as it was at times, was a good movie, in my opinion. Just I enjoy watching them. And who doesn't like to see Arnold Schwarzenegger kick an alien's ass? I mean, it's just
one ugly motherfucker.
That's right. So and then good. Carl Weathers came in and kicked his ass. It's just great Rocky shit.
Yeah, Jesse the Body Ventura giving one of the greatest lines in cinema. I ain't got time to bleed.
Time to bleed.
Yeah. So good. So good.
Yes.
There's a picture. I think it's a recent picture of. I think it was from today or sometime this week. Arnold Schwarzenegger was meeting. I think it was Carl Weathers, somebody, and they're doing the whole huge.
I have to look that up.
Yeah, they're reenacting that scene. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, absolutely.
But the AVP movies were also really good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good stuff. All right.
The newest one. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say how great that Prey was. I loved it.
Yeah.
That was so badass.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Well done. We raved about that over the summer last summer. And yeah. If you have not seen that, go back. It's like a Predator in Native
like 1500s American.
Yeah. Just so good. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to give you a lighthearted one here. This is one of my favorite television shows as a kid in grade school, and it definitely paved the way of the career of the great Robin Williams, Mork and Mindy.
Yep.
Super popular. Robin Williams was fantastic, and the suspenders he had, the rainbow suspenders, like the finger pointing and the moon and all that. I remember just even those were very popular in the stores just because of the great Robin Williams. I had a Mork action figure as a kid, and it was just everything, everywhere. Posters.
Did you own the suspenders?
Huge pop posters. I did not own the suspenders.
I actually would have picked that you had the suspenders. I would have put money on it. All right.
No, that was at another level there, but I definitely had I'm sure I had pictures in my room. Yeah.
Sure.
Super popular in grade school era in Gen X for sure. So, Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy was a spinoff of Happy Days.
That's correct. That's right.
Nano
appearance. That's right.
Stole Fonzie's cool.
The Fonz meets an alien. There you go.
No. First of all, the Fonz broke. Everybody else was frozen. The Fonz broke that shit because he was so cool. So come on.
That's right.
You're right.
What's the next on your list?
Right. So you're going to go your childhood. I'm going to go mine. I'm going to go from 1986 to 1990. This little guy loved cats. His name was Alf.
That's right. Yep.
I went back and watched Alf a few years ago, and Nick's raving about it. But I went back a few years back, and it did not hold up. I'm willing to go back again and try it again. But as a kid, I fucking loved Alf. I had the fucking whole doll.
I used to watch Alf.
It was so good. He was Bugs Bunny. He was Groucho Marx. You know what I mean? Like he was that wise ass character that I loved. He was Harry T. Stone. I mean, go down the whole line of them, right? He had that wit and the one-liners that I, as a youth, little Dean, young Dean, was all in for Alf. So
sure. Yep.
Well, I had read somewhere a while back they were talking about rebooting Alf.
They've been trying to for what I've
they?
heard movies. I've heard trying to do it as a rated R movie. It's been in Hollywood bouncing around for quite a few years now.
I would like to see an adult version of Alf. That would be hilarious.
That is what I need. I don't need the family shit.
No.
Give me Alf the way
feel good shit. Yeah.
Right.
Let me see him eating cats.
Pick it up to where it left. Like he got captured by the government, which is one of the weirdest ends of any series. He could be
because it wasn't supposed to be the end of the series.
Okay.
It got canceled.
I see.
But they did a TV movie like 5 years later. If you go back and you can find it, it was on NBC, but it was a 2-hour TV movie of Alf in the government facility.
Oh,
it's so fucking bizarre. Martin Sheen is like the head bad guy general. It's crazy.
Wow.
If you get a chance, look it up. It's the Alf TV movie. It was, I think, like 5 years later, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Okay. We have to get some gummies and have a viewing, I think.
That'd be good.
Absolutely, man. I'm thinking that's what I need. I need to be baked while we're talking about this.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Okay. Whose turn is it? Tim?
It's mine. But, man, I feel bad because there were so many. I pretty much stayed with movies, but Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yes, very good.
Still,
damn it, that was
still
my next one.
Yes.
That's still one of my favorite movies to watch.
Absolutely.
This means something. This means something, And I actually got to go out to Devil's Tower. And that was the first thing I said. This means something. And nobody got it. Nobody got that. What that was. I'm like, Close Encounters, people. Come on. I was with nerds. They should have known. I don't know.
You should have bitch slapped every one of them after that.
Yeah,
I think they were all millennial nerds. They don't know anything.
Fucking millennials.
Yeah, great movie. Richard Dreyfuss, fantastic. That movie, Tim, that was one of I think that was the only movie I can recall that was just my dad and I went to go see. Usually it was mom, dad, and I went to go to the movies and everything else. But just dad took me to go see that movie. I had a Close Encounters shirt way back in the day, like an old Ringer style T-shirt with the ship and everything like that.
Now I want to find that shirt.
Oh, I had Close Encounters Trapper Keeper.
Hold on, awesome. I'm getting, guys. Hold on, give me a sec. Oh, I'm getting the Dean fact of the night is coming in. Tim, you might know and remember who J. Allen Hynek is.
I know the name. Why do I know the name?
Because J. Allen Hynek was the original kind of not director, but he worked and did the whole Project Blue Book. He was the astronomer from Ohio State who was recruited by the government to come in and run Project Blue Book. Well, he spent so many years trying to, via the government standards, telling everybody swamp gas and Venus and all this stuff is what you saw. Towards the end of his career, he switched over and goes, you know what? No, this is all real. He wrote books about it. He was an adamant UFOologist. And he actually not only he worked on the Close Encounters of the Third Kind as a
consultant.
There you go. Thank you, Brian. But he also, when in the scene when the aliens are coming down and all the scientists come out to greet him, he is one of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So J. Allen Hynek, that's a long way around this tree, but the fact of the day is J. Allen Hynek did a cameo as a scientist in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Can I tell you a real quick story? Just real quick. I was working late one night at NASIC. I had a night shift, and I was going out to have a cigarette, and I ran into the NASIC historian. He was in the hallway. And he looked at me and said, "Do you know what they kept in that over there?" I said, "Well, that's an office." He said, "Yeah, but you know what it was?" I said, "No." He said, "Project Blue Book." I'm like,
"Awesome."
He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "They kept Project Blue Book here." He's like, "Yeah." So that kind of freaked me out a little bit, man. But that's cool. I knew that name Hynek from somewhere.
I actually, the family has agreed. If we get another cat, I get to name it Hynek.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Nice. That'd be a good dog's name.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, Brian, I think you're up.
Yeah, I'm going to. There's so many. Like the whole series was not based on aliens, certainly at various topics and all that, but several episodes were alien or UFO themed. So I'm going to put it in here. One of my favorite shows of all time, The Twilight Zone.
Oh,
actually, they're
yeah.
Guess that wrong. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, not
Yeah.
X-Files. Actually, you know what? I never watched the X-Files.
Really?
Never watched it. Yes, that's me.
Okay.
Wasn't against it. Anyway, it might be on some of your lists, but the Twilight Zone
truth is out there.
Several
That's right.
episodes were alien themed. My favorite episode, To Serve Man, which the great Richard Keel, who was later Jaws in the James Bond movies, a giant alien. So aliens come down. They have this book.
It's a cookbook. It's a cookbook.
Yeah, that end line is fabulous.
Absolutely.
So yes, if you've never seen that episode, go back and watch To Serve Man, the original Twilight Zone episode. I can't remember what season it was, but awesome. But there were several episodes that are alien or UFO themed, all very well done in their own respect. So that's what I'm giving you. That's on my top 5.
I'm going to interject a little other pop culture here for you. You guys will dislike this, but Rush made a song called The Twilight Zone.
There you go.
And it was about different episodes. One of them was about, one of the episodes was Serving Man.
Excellent.
So
there you go.
They were huge Twilight Zone fans and Rod Sterling fans. I'm a huge Rod Sterling fan. So
that's cool.
The Twilight Zone to this day, if I'm flipping through channels, I don't have cable anymore. I stream. But if I was flipping through channels, I would have to stop and watch the Twilight Zone episodes. It was a must. So
absolutely. I bought the box set, Tim. I have all the episodes now recently. You can find the first 5 seasons for free on, I think it's Pluto TV on demand.
Shit,
you can check that out there.
You're such a fan. You got
that.
tattoos on your arms about them, Brian.
I do. That's right. Tattoos on my arm. Yes. A few Twilight Zone themed tattoos. Thank you very much. And these were done by one of our sponsors here, Scott Oswald at Golden Heart Tattoos. You may find them in beautiful Norton, Ohio. Find them on Facebook at Golden Heart Norton and ORTON if you're in the Northeast Ohio area. Find them online at goldenhearttattoos.com or give them a call at 234-706-2982. Get yourself an alien or UFO themed or a Twilight Zone themed tattoo courtesy of Scott Oswald.
It's upside down, but Scott did, and this is a spaceship on my arm right here.
Very good. Awesome.
Scott did that.
Excellent. I'm going to get more Twilight Zone.
I want to show off my tattoo, man.
There you go. All right.
Well, so what's next on your list, Dean? Go ahead.
Next on my list, I have a lot of movies, but like I'm really feeling like the nostalgia. And if you're going to go Mount Rushmore, that means like, the best of the best original. Mm-hmm. So, right. God damn it, why don't we go from 1963 to 1966, the television show My Favorite Martian.
Oh, wow.
The Martian was Ray Walston, and it gave America Bill Bixby before he was the Incredible Hulk.
That's right.
My Favorite Martian.
That's right.
I remember watching.
I used to watch those reruns.
Yeah, I grew up watching those reruns as a kid, and the little metal antennas coming out of the back of his head. The noise, and I loved it. So
yeah,
let's go OG.
That's good. That was 60s television at its finest, right there.
63 to 66.
Yeah, wow.
Hey, America was first introduced to Bill Bixby on my best friend. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the show now.
Courtship of Eddie's Father.
The Courtship of Eddie's Father. That's right.
Yeah. When he was much younger then. You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
That's right.
Yep.
Tim, what's next on your list, sir?
Wow. I have a list here, but I'm just gonna have to. I have to say Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Good.
Very good.
Leonard Nimoy was the first time I ever saw him when he wasn't Spock.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you also had Donald Sutherland in it. I can't remember who the woman was.
Yes. Oh, what was her name? Go ahead.
Man,
That's the 70s version. It's on my watch list. I've still not seen the original 70s version of that movie.
That's the one you want to watch because it's very
creepy.
It's creepy, it's surreal.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a movie I probably watched 6 times. I haven't watched it in the last 30 years, but yeah.
I'm trying to find that girl's name, but I just want to give you guys a heads up when you're Googling Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Don't hit the send button too soon before you type in ERS. You get something totally different. I just want to give you guys a heads up.
Yeah, that's messed up, bro.
Yeah, not really. These are actually what I'm looking at is just okay. All right. I can't find it. Anyways. So, Brian,
wait a minute.
Did you? Okay. So is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. I had, since Tim already mentioned the kind of lumped in these, I had Predator on my list as on its own. I think those movies are very cool and unique. But since it was mentioned, I'll swap it out with. This is one of my favorite '60s rerun shows. Dean, I used to watch after school all the time. The show was, full of aliens and exploring and all that. With the Robinson family of the original Lost in Space television show. Billy Mummy,
right.
whatever.
Yes.
Obviously, they had a fan that was based on the family. It was a human family, but they definitely fought aliens, and they were an alien, life forms there. They flew on like a UFO-looking spaceship and all that. So, I'm going to say it fits the category. The original Lost in Space.
Because if you think about it, when they go to all those planets, they are the aliens.
That's actually a very good point. Mm-hmm. You're correct. That's a great point. Yes. Dean, what else you got?
All right. I got 3. My number 4. Oh, fuck. Let's just have fun with this. Will Smith has given us a lot of great movies throughout the history, and it's hard to decide between the two. So I'm just going to say what I think is solidly the better film, and it's because the lines are corny and it's cheesy, but you have the speech by Bill Pullman that is just awe-inspiring. I'm going with Independence Day as my number 4.
A lot of fun.
Do not go quietly into that good night.
Exactly. It is inspiring. I will kick an alien's ass. I will punch him in his alien face after hearing Bill Pullman give me that speech.
And as we know, Dean, we did a prior episode of our favorite fictional presidents of all time, and Bill Pullman
was our number 1. Yep, he was our number 1
in that movie. Yep, very good.
So how could this movie not be on this list then?
I agree. Right? Great movie. A lot of fun. Tim, what else you got, sir?
That was my number 2, by the way, Independence Day.
There you go.
Brooke Adams. Brooke Adams is the actress in Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1978.
There you go.
Okay, so since I don't have I don't have Independence Day anymore, I'm gonna have to go with V.
Yes.
Both the 1980 version and the newer version from 2010.
I did not see the new version.
It was good. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Hey, it's got Marina Baccarin in it, and I'm sorry, Serenity, V, anything that has her in it, Deadpool, I watch it.
Yeah. That original series too. That was. I think it was ahead of its time a little bit on the.
Absolutely.
That was scary.
Especially when they showed them eating the guinea pigs.
Oh man!
That mouth opened up. I was just like, and then you find out that they're taking the humans for food. You're like, oh crap! So yeah.
And as Dean pointed out
V.
previously, V introduced the great Robert Englund before he was Freddy Krueger back in his time.
Right.
That's right.
Was that before?
Willie.
That was
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
I think so.
No.
Okay. Very good.
I gotta
V was
look.
very good.
What
The
was
premise was
hold on,
aliens were living among us. You didn't know who they were. They were hiding. They were reptilian-looking aliens, and they looked like they wore human disguises. It was very creepy. And it was a human resistance rising up. Go ahead.
Jane Badler, Diana, her eyes. I know as a kid that what 1983. Jesus, it was 1983. So I had obviously, because I was born in 81, so I couldn't have had these thoughts as two. So I had to, they reran them over and over throughout the 80s, right? And I remember
think so.
and she was in multiple different things, but I remember watching V thinking she's the bad guy, but that little Dean Pecker down there is moving, just looking at her eyes. Her eyes were just amazing. It was just, oh my God.
Hey, Nightmare on Elm Street was 1984, and V came out.
V was 83,
so they were simultaneous. No, I got it 84 here.
I have 83 right here. But
do you really? I got IMDb's telling me 84.
Well, maybe 83 was when they filmed it.
It was a miniseries first. You're right. It was a miniseries. Yes. That's right. My bad.
That's right. All right. My next one, I'm wearing a shirt here that has it right on it. And if you cannot see my shirt, it's two aliens in front of a sign, or like news reporters, and it says "Watch TV." One of my favorite science fiction movies of all time. They Live, with the great late Roddy Piper. So much fun. Allie and I went as these aliens a couple of Halloweens ago, and we had a lot of fun.
It's been a backyard movie we've watched.
Absolutely. I just got the DVD, like the special edition Blu-ray. Dean, we'll have to check that out in the backyard or otherwise. Yep. A lot of fun.
Hands down, the greatest single fight scene.
That is up there.
Fisticuffs fight scene.
Yeah. One of the probably one of the longest, unusually longest fights in cinematic history. But if you've not seen this movie, go check it out. You've probably heard some lines from it, but the premise is aliens again. It really is a cult classic. Aliens are living among us, controlling us, and you cannot see them until you have these special Ray-Ban sunglasses that reveals them, and then it's this whole resistance trying to uncover them and expose them. Super fun. Roddy Piper was terrific in this movie, as were other performances as well. Absolutely, and this is up there for the most beautiful mullet in movie history.
Oh, sure.
Roddy Piper in that movie.
What about Joe Dirt?
That's up there too, but this Roddy was a natural. That was his
I was going to say, Joe Dirt was meant to be the joke. Roddy Piper's because he just knew he fucking looked cool.
Yeah. One of the greatest lines in movie history. If I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Improvised, I'm sure, right there on the spot was fabulous.
You got to say with the Calgary accent. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yes, that's going to be a tattoo. I'm going to get a They Live tattoo at some point.
That's going to be under
decision. No, probably not that. But anyway, all right, Dean. What else you got?
All right, my fifth one. I'm surprised of you two that it is not on here. It should be the staple. It should be the one. It should be the only. Ladies and gentlemen, 1982's E.T.
That's up there. Sure.
Come on, it's right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is the... Elliot. I mean, it did everything from put a goddamn candy on the map.
Yes.
With Reese's Pieces. to launch the careers of Drew Barrymore. I mean, it was...
Well, she was a kid, man. I mean, she was like 5 years old in that movie.
Yeah.
And that movie, you're right, it was a whole different tone of aliens back then, because usually the aliens were the invaders or the visitors and all that. Well, this was, you instantly fell in love with this alien, with these kids trying to protect it from the bad guys were the U.S. government here. right? So
Steven Spielberg was offered Independence Day, and he turned it down because of the aliens being the bad guys.
yes,
He never wanted to portray. Maybe he knows something we don't.
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Sure.
Well,
Maybe-
he paid tribute to Close Encounters in Indiana Jones.
Right?
That's right.
So,
Tim, I think with E.T., I'm 99% sure. I think you and I went and saw that movie together in the theater, if I'm not mistaken.
with my mom. My mom took us.
Yes, that's
my mom
right.
took us. Yep.
That's right.
Nice.
I remember you and I were both fighting off the tears, trying to be tough guys, and I think we
That's
both
right.
were crying at that movie because it's hard. Who can't cry
When
when
that
E.T. is
flower
dying?
wilted, and that
Oh,
plant
my
wilted
God.
and everything, I was like, damn. I was
Yeah.
hiding my face.
Oh, that's right. That's a nice memory. You and I with your mom. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
I remember
All right,
that.
Tim,
Very
It's
nice.
like yesterday.
yes.
So I'm going to have to go with this. May not be a popular one with people, but Signs by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When
Mel
they
Gibson?
show those kids with
Yeah.
Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix
Okay.
and the McCulkin, one of the McCulkins, and but when they show the kids either in Colombia or Venezuela having the party, and then you see the alien walk out, I shit my pants, man. I almost ran out of the theater. I mean, it scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh, because that's exactly how I expect it to happen. It was just sitting around and everybody saying, what's that? And then all of a sudden you see the camouflage guy walk by and you're like, oh shit, that's an alien. So and crop circles still freak me out.
Sure.
I love to see a good crop circle.
Creepy movie, for sure.
I put crop circles in my pants occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Brian, what do you got?
very disturbing, Dean.
Yeah, it is.
My number one.
I'll send you pictures. Go ahead, Brian.
My number one is actually one of my favorite movies, period, of all time. It's recently, I think it was a year or so ago, celebrated its 35th anniversary. Allie and her daughter and I went to go see the 35th anniversary screening in the theater. Kurt Russell at his finest. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
Love that movie. You go back and it holds up today. I don't want to see any remakes, none of that shit. But the original, and actually, this is a remake. If this is not the original theatrical version of The Thing, but John Carpenter's The Thing, just awesome.
Made me never want to go to the Arctic.
Yeah,
that. Trust me, that's not the only thing stopping me from going to the Arctic.
Well, I mean, there's more now, but back then it stopped.
That's my 5. I'll have honorable mentions coming up here. So, Dean, what's next on your list?
No, that's my 5 too.
Okay, Tim, did you have your 5th, or
yeah,
we all had 5?
He did 5.
Yeah, Signs was my 5th. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's get on to honorable mentions. Oh no, you want to recap first? Yeah. No, let's do recap first.
Okay.
All right, my recap. I have E.T., Alf, my favorite Martian, Independence Day, and War of the Worlds, the radio edition.
Very good. Tim, what was your 5?
Mine was the Alien Predator, Aliens versus Predator franchise, Close Encounters, The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and Signs.
Very good. I had Twilight Zone, namely To Serve Man, the number 1, Mork and Mindy. I swapped out Predator with the Lost in Space television series, the original, They Live, and The Thing. All good stuff. All right, give me an honorable mention, or you can just rattle off your honorable mentions.
There's way too many. I'll do 2 at a time for me here.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm doing everybody's favorite alien duck with Howard the Duck from 1986.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm going to win you back on this one because I have 1980. We moved 2 years ahead with 1988 and go Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Ooh, no, that's a good one.
Right?
That's what made me afraid of clowns.
I won you back. Yeah.
Yes. I
won you back on that.
Yeah, if you've not seen that, as one of the best B movies, in my opinion, of all time.
It's so great.
Yeah.
I always like
so crazy.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That was always my favorite.
Or
That's a good
Critter.
one, too.
Critter was good.
Boy. Yeah, Killer Clown's a good one. Alien Clowns. There you go.
Hold on,
Kill people.
Let's stop there because let's put a pin in B movies as a topic.
I like that. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come back on that one. Okay.
Have
Tim,
me in
honorable
for
mention.
that. I love B movies.
Sure.
Honorable mentions. Battlestar Galactica, even though it's not really alien based.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's still aliens in that. Yep.
Both the 1979, 1980, and the newest one that came out.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the X-Files. The X-Files gets an honorable mention.
Sure,
the truth is
absolutely.
out there.
It should.
I do like the X-Files. So.
Very good. Excellent. I've got some overlap here. Again, I had Alien as a honorable mention. V. I also had Tim on my list as honorable mention. The Day the Earth Stood Still. This is the original black and white one, not the Keanu Reeves one. The original movie. Very good. Very powerful. It really, shows, something comes down in peace, and then people can't fucking resist shooting it, and it caused a lot of problem. And Al reminded me of this show today. I used to watch this show, and I kind of forgot about it. The great John Lithgow and others, Third Rock from the Sun.
That was going to be my next honorable mention.
Yeah, very good series.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. I watched every episode of that. So very, very, very good. Fred Stewart. There's a lot of crazy, a lot of good actors on that show. A lot of fun.
Yep,
that's what I had. Any other ones, Dean?
All right, some honorable mentions. Cocoon.
Yeah,
that was about aliens. They made the guys young and
sure. That's right.
Cocoon, and then Resident Alien, which is one of the newer ones. It's from 2021. It's a couple seasons in. It's I think it's about to start the third season with Alan Tudyk, who he was Casey 10 whatever from Andor. He was the robot's voice, among so many other things.
He was the pilot in Serenity and Firefly.
Yes, absolutely. So
and he was the squire in A Knight's Tale.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
They wanted to kick the shit out of everybody.
Right. So Resident Alien. If you're not watching it, it's coming back on the third season. Go back and watch the first two seasons. He's great. It's great. So
very good. Tim, any other ones?
Yeah, The Forbidden Planet. Robbie the Robot was introduced. Great show.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Gotta go with there was really no alien. Well, I guess there might have been an alien. I'm not sure, but 2001, The Space Odyssey.
Sure.
Was it 2001? Yeah. 2001, A Space Odyssey. It's certainly those monoliths had a very alien feel to them and everything.
Somebody had to put them
in. And Hal went all batshit crazy on everybody. So I'm gonna have to go with 2001.
That's actually probably how this podcast ends too.
That's right. We could certainly say, you can make an argument that the entire Star Wars franchise is full of alien creatures and everything. Certainly, outer space and everything. We don't really think it's a traditional aliens, more of a science fiction thing, but there's tons of aliens in that. And we talked about The Day the Earth Stood Still. There was a lesser known movie, The Day That Carrollton, Ohio stood still. And the reason it stood still is because a new business was launched in the area, RPM Bike Shop. Go check them out. Science fiction at its best, where you blend bicycles and electricity. You get an electric bike, a bike you could ride without pedaling. Imagine that. It's freaky, it's scary, but you can have one of your very own. If you go check them out on Facebook, RPM Bike Shop, or give them a call at 330-808-7792 and check out the beautiful alien-like terrain of Carrollton, Ohio, and get yourself a lap on camera and an electric bike. There you go. Dean's camera just fell. If you, What are you holding up there? Oh,
Can I have one more honorable mention? Just one more? Because I'm in Beaver Creek over here by Dayton, and I feel remiss if I don't mention Super 8. Because it took place here in Dayton around Wright Pat and everything. So it's a good movie.
That was a fun movie. Yeah, very. Definitely a Steven Spielberg movie for sure.
Yeah.
Good. So. Excellent. Dean, any other ones, sir?
Sorry, the cat jumped off my lap. He got caught in my ear wire and just shit.
That's okay.
All right. I've got Mars Attacks.
Yes.
Okay. And Fire in the Sky. Fire in the Sky was the story about Travis Walton. His story was that he was abducted by aliens, and it shows what he went through on the ship. It is a documented case in real life. Travis Walton and his buddy, they were loggers out in I think Seattle or something, and they were driving home from work. It was dark. They all got out because they saw this spaceship kind of hovering in the woods. He stupidly went closer and closer and closer. He got zapped. He got brought up. His friends run, and the true part, depending on what you believe, but the true part is his friends were damn near arrested for murder because they couldn't.
But they all passed their polygraphs.
They all passed polygraph tests, but they were all questioned. They thought the authorities thought they killed him until 4 days later, he comes trouncing into town naked, confused and all beaten up. So Fire in the Sky, Brian. It's not what his story, obviously Hollywood takes the liberties. What he read his book other than the movie if you wanted to the actual story, because Hollywood takes liberties, but it's a great movie. It at least gets you interested in kind of that genre and that kind of what could happen if we were being abducted. He says he was. I can't say that he wasn't. But it's a good movie nonetheless.
Very good.
I agree. It's a good movie.
D.B. Sweeney.
Okay. Excellent. Guys, a lot of great selections here. This is a huge topic. We can be sure we can continue to talk about this. Plenty more ideas we come up with, I'm quite certain. But I think our primary lists and honorable mentions are great. There'll be a lot of great movie nights watching those movies. Certainly the intrigue and the science fiction of UFOs and aliens is, again, fascinating in the movies and certainly these days in real life. So before we are abducted and before we travel to another dimension, we're going to take us out on this episode.
Can I just plug one thing?
Sure, go right ahead, please.
Just anybody that watches or anything, if you happen to see a UAP, take pictures, send me an email at unravelingthemystery2112@gmail.com. I would like to hear from people, see what they have. I would like to get some evidence, and maybe either I can explain it or not explain it. And that's all.
Thanks for tuning in from whatever dimension you're watching or listening right now. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Find us on YouTube. And have we convinced you?
They exist.
They exist. Thank you.
Believe. Everybody, if the truth is out there, believe.
That's right. And believe another episode.
And if you're an alien
next week,
send us news. Right?
Nude aliens. That's
alien
nice.
titties.
I like that. Yeah.
Thanking. Hold on. I realized the microphone's on this one. And it was like down here. All right. I have to plug this in. All right. Do it again.
Thanking you.
Oh.